Hey guys, it's Misery Hates Company here, your favorite Twitch streamer. Again, I stream over on Twitch on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Link in the description and right here. Today I want to talk to you guys about what every streamer really needs to know and what needs to hear. So streaming is, it is what you make out of it, right? So it's anything you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. If you spend 7 days a week working on your stream and your brand and your networking, you're gonna get a lot more out of it than somebody who just spends, a couple nights a week working on it. Now, I also think it's important to note that I don't know why, but there's this paradigm out there that streaming is just a way of making money. For those of you that have streamed for, any amount of time, it's really not a great way of making money. I wouldn't recommend it as a main source of income unless you're in like the top 1%. And even then, the top 1% are, their revenue streams aren't just on Twitch or just whatever streaming platform they're on. They're probably on YouTube making content as well. They're doing a lot of different things like brand deals and merch. They're spreading their revenue sources over a lot of different platforms, which is smart because that way, if one fails, you have many other ways to be successful and continue that growth. So what I also think a lot of streamers need to know is that, in the beginning, you're going to have a whole lot of ramp up time and ramp up viewership, right? So I think I speak for the majority of streamers out there when I say you probably measure the success of your stream based off the viewership or, the subscriptions you might get or the amount of followers you get or whatever. But just know in the very, very beginning, you're going to see a huge ramp up of whatever is a lot to you. So just know in the beginning, you're going to see a huge ramp up of a lot of viewers. And that's going to be, your friends, your family, and even people you've networked with on Twitter and other social media platforms that rush to you and want to see you stream for the first few times. However, after about a month, just know that viewership will fall off because people can't always catch every single one of your streams. They are already paying you without paying you. And what I mean by that is they're giving you their most valuable resource, which is their time. And for those people who can make, maybe 2 or 4, 2 out of your 4 streams a week, that's a pretty big deal. And even then, they might not be able to stay for the whole stream, but they're still showing you their support with their time. So just know that, I know a lot of people are trying to get Twitch affiliate or even Twitch partner. The average of 3 viewers for that 30-day period, or throughout that 30-day period, it's not just like having 3 people that watch you every time. You really probably need to have about 10 to 15 people that pop in and out of your chat and your stream, and that way you can actually have a consistent and concurrent viewership of 3 or higher. So keep that in mind. It's not just ramping up and then, oh wow, I'm gonna be successful. I have 20 people in my stream. It sounds like you had a good stream. So whatever you do, watch that video, figure out what you did great and what brought in the viewers, and then do more of that. But just know it isn't uncommon for the viewership to fall off as early as even the very next stream, because for a variety of reasons, right? Like I said earlier, people can't always catch every single one of your streams. So don't blame yourself and don't be overly critical of yourself when your viewership drops that rapidly. It's normal, it's fine, but just be prepared for it. I've seen a lot of people that ramp up in the beginning. They're like, wow, this is a lot of fun. And then as soon as they have a stream that's streaming to yourself or to 2 or 3 people, and you can just tell there's a very noticeable difference in their tone, in their persona, in their personality. They're not as excited as upbeat as they were when they had 20 people in their stream. Just know that's okay, and you're gonna recover, and it's not the end of the world. It's normal. That's streaming. And then I also want to touch base on one other thing, and that's the fact that if you want to make streaming your full-time job and make money off of streaming, like I mentioned previously in this video, it's really important to have several different revenue streams, so that way if a piece of it fails or whatever bad happens, you have other avenues as well. But you also want to make sure that but with that being said, you also want to make sure you understand that streaming full-time as a career is a dream job. It's just like being a doctor. It's just like, any other successful career that pays a lot of money. To get there, you have to spend the time and in some cases the money to get there. And by money, gear and whatever else that you might need to be successful, or in case of the, doctor example, paying for your education. And speaking of paying for education, there are plenty of master classes on how to be a public speaker, how to be more comfortable in front of a camera, how to video edit. There's a lot of different ways to spend money to make money, essentially. So I do recommend that. But just know that streaming as a full-time gig, or content creation as a full-time gig, is truly a dream job. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to probably happen in 1 year. Sure, there's plenty of people that have success seemingly overnight, right? Where in 3 months they're sponsored and or Twitch affiliate, Twitch partner, and then it just seems like they're just snowballing. They worked really hard for that, and there's a lot of time and effort put into that, and they were probably grinding every night. They probably had a full-time job. They probably came home afterwards and put in the hours. They put in the hours during the day to someone else, another company, but then they came home, put hours into themselves and in their brand. So just know that there's a lot that went into that, and you don't want to be like the few that were successful overnight. You really want to keep yourself realistic and down to earth, that in order to do this full time, you're going to have to look long term. That needs to be where your focus is. So don't get burnt out too quick. I just want to make a quick video, guys, about a few things that I really think every streamer needs to hear. And again, just as a review, you really need to understand that streaming truly is a dream job, and you need to treat it as such. Put in the work, and eventually it'll come, but it's not going to happen maybe even as early as the first 5 years of you streaming. Could be a really long road ahead of you. And also know that streaming has its ups and downs, and that just because you had 20 concurrent viewers on one stream does not mean your very next stream is going to be 20 concurrent viewers. There are ups and downs. People cannot always dedicate all their time and energy to watching your streams, but appreciate those who do watch your streams. Even if it's that one viewer who popped in on one night and you feel like you were going to end the stream early, and then they pop in, you're like, wow, thanks for joining. Just make sure you really appreciate them, even though they're not equal to 20 viewers. Treat them as if they're 100 viewers. Show them how much that means to you that they popped in your stream on an off night, and just write it off as an off night, but really take the time to appreciate those who did come and to support you. All right, guys, again, this is Misery Hates Company. A quick little video on going over what I think every streamer needs to know to be successful, and what everyone needs to hear right now. Hope you guys have a great time. Again, I stream over on Twitch on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Until next time, happy streaming.